Hi mga kabizmates, this is Coach Aiet and we are now once again in a session with business startups. Now, this session under Bounce Back Network aims to help micro, small, and medium enterprise and business owners sustain and protect their legacy. Also, I am here as a business mentor of the CEO Insights Asia's Winning Circle, wherein we help each other grow businesses by sharing best practices and insights. Ayan. Why do we need to be in this session? So later on, we will have a guest who will tell us more about streaming and why is it so in demand in the current scenario. And with the on the onset of the pandemic, no, there are a lot of businesses who closed physically, and surely on this session I hope that you will learn how to run your business on the digital platform that is cost effective. Ayan, sabi nga nila pag marketing, 'di ba, it's a cost center, but we learned from the previous sessions that a cost center can be a cost effective means to save or probably revenue generate. Here at Do It Right the First Time business series with me, Coach Ayet, we hope that we will be your one stop shop business solution in sharing our insights and best practices for your business legacy and succession planning. Today, the continuation of the marketing strategies will be present. Ayan. So, hindi ko na tatanungin kung ilan sa inyo ang may business, no? Hopefully, most of you who are listening here tonight, ayan, is as excited as me dun sa ating magiging talakayan. Ayan. So, ano yung pag-uusapan natin today? We will be talking about live streaming. And ang sabi nga nila, the only way to get by, or not the only way, but the way to adapt to the current scenario is to, ano ba, maghanap ng mga channels wherein we can put our business on the roll, 'di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng we just sit back and relax. So we should be in continuous learning. So, presenting the life cycle of the business, we started with business registration with Prof. Sai, and then the marketing business series with the passionate creators, founder Louis, co-founders Lad and Ian, and then this time we will have another person who is also part of that passionate creators community. But before that, I would like to download some information about streaming. So sabi nila, there are four ways to have to stand or to benefit from live streaming. And according to Forbes, there are three. Number one, you'll build trust with prospective buyers. Bakit kamo? Kasi ito, kapag real time na kinakausap ka, 'di ba? Regardless kung where you are in the part of the Philippines or in the world, you can parang ang daling makipag-usap, madaling mag-engage. Ayan. So, building trust is because you, as a person, di ba, diniscuss natin yan previously, nakikita nila, may credibility. So, kung sino yung authority or subject matter expert, you hear it straight from that person. And bakit ka magbe-benefit from it? Your clients or prospective buyers will have a trust on the brand that you are presenting. Another is you'll bridge the physical and the digital worlds. So, 'di ba, prior to the pandemic, nangyayari naman na ang streaming. It's just that prior to the pandemic, meron tayong mga binubook na mga events place. We still book events place right now, but there are a lot of costs on top based aside from dun sa mga essential or basic costs na binabayaran natin previously. Another is that when you bridge the engagement. So, kahit nasa ang sulok ka ng mundo or ng Pilipinas, yung engagement mo real time. So, given that you have a competent Wi-Fi or data, ayan, for those who are hindi pa naaabot ng masyadong yung Wi-Fi bandwidth, mga fiber, ganyan, fiber optics, mas magandang nakikita ka. Kaya nga maraming nagvo-vlog, 'di ba? Kaya nga sa social media, we are ako na-entertain ako when I see people educating people using TikTok and Instagram. So, if it's visual, parang gusto mong bumili agad, 'di ba? Tsaka you find yourself trusting that person who is talking face to face, parang ganon, kahit na naka-online. And then, alam mo ba na you can also have cost savings this way because you don't have to be physically on that event's place. All you have to do is just click the link, or yun nga, kapag meron silang mga updates, it's also easy because all you have to do is just have a competent bandwidth ng internet or Wi-Fi. And finally, you will create an atmosphere of real time brand engagement. As I've mentioned earlier, there are a lot of people who parang gusto nilang agad makipag-usap dun sa speaker. And 'di ba before pag nasa backstage, parang kailangan intayin mo yung speaker bago ka magpa group pic or selfie, right? Dito it's as easy. Parang if you are in a Zoom meeting, kapag nasa backstage, you can have a group photo, and at the same time you know that the real person is talking to you, and anything that you can ask from that person gets to be answered real time. Of course, syempre there are also um sometimes may mga internet issues, mga ganyan, pero um that is one way to create an atmosphere na as if andiyan lang yung kausap mo, 'di ba? Like ngayon, ako, nakaharap lang ako sa camera, 'di ba? Ayan. And yon, I did mention something about reducing or reduction of unforeseen costs, 'di ba? Kapag you are in a live stream, pwedeng yung nagla-live stream sa'yo remotely or pwedeng on-site. So, people need not come to that site para magkaroon ng engagement, but they can all simultaneously be seen on the screen. At dahil diyan, ang dami kong sinabi. At dahil diyan, okay, we will be interviewing somebody who found his passion in doing these things during the pandemic. I would like to invite you to watch this video, very short clip, for his introduction. Let's play. We call on the founder of Cloud Studio, Mr. Brien Ordiales. Hi, Brian.
Hey, hello
Hello,
everyone.
hello. Hi, ayan, mag-hi-hi muna tayo sa mga nanonood sa atin tonight. I hope na yung mga friends mo nasabihan mo. Okay,
Oo nga eh,
ayan.
ayan.
Yes,
Thank you for
hi
having
guys.
me. First and
Yes,
foremost,
of
Coach
course.
Aiet. It's a
Yes, it's a
pleasure to be
pleasure.
here.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Brian. I've seen the video, and even if it's a very short clip, parang ang busy backstage, no? Ayan.
Mm-mm.
So, can you tell me how you started with this business?
Well, to be honest, I started being immersed, I would say. I started being immersed with creatives since 2016. Kasi dati I was part of the micro-influencers. So if you're familiar with that. So I had experienced yung mga collaborations with known brands. One of which is I'm very privileged enough to partner with Gcash na nag-radio guesting ako, coach. Ayan.
Wow,
So,
amazing.
yeah, so
Great.
I've
2016.
been
Okay.
able to explore yung creative side ko,
Mm-mm.
but I realized na I work well if I collaborate with others. When
That's
it's my
great.
idea, minsan parang ang dami kong reservations, I procrastinate. Pero pag may
Oo.
idea ka, tapos na-excite mo ko, aba,
Oo.
parang mamaya pa lang meron na akong action plan, alam mo yun? So,
Or may
It's
activator ka siguro, no?
may activator kasi
Merong
ako. Yeah.
activator, ayan. So guys, ayun na
Yeah.
naman kami, nagsasalita na naman kami ng strengths lingo. Ayan. So siguro yung ano, yung mga manunood natin para maintindihan nila more, we will guest also si Coach Ron.
Oo,
Ayan. So
kailangan.
Brian, oo, tama yan,
Definitely.
diba? Correct. So, since 2016, what made you decide na, kasi dahil ba to sa may need also, dahil hiningi ng pagkakataon, kaya ngayon mo siya na-activate in full?
Um, well, kasi ako, I'm someone, I believe or um, if I know what I'm contributing to, kunyari, if you have like this grand vision or these are your principles, these are your values, and if I believe in something, ako kasi kung hanggat kaya ko, I'm gonna contribute. Because my strengths team kasi puro relationship based.
Ah,
So,
building relationships,
oo,
great.
building
So on that
relationships.
spectrum, oo,
So in that
nice.
spectrum, parang yeah, I agree with you. I wanna help you build that. So it started with Always Be Closing
Oo.
Academy. So they
Yes.
are
Hi,
sales
guys. Ayan.
coaches.
Sila Coach Ron.
Shout out
Oo.
kay Coach Ron and Coach Jeff.
Coach Jeff,
Kasi I
yes.
really appreciate these guys kasi these are sales coaches in an industry na they just really wanna professionalize. Alam mo yun?
Right,
And then,
right. Oo, tsaka
and
iba 'pag nakikinig ka sa kanila, eh, 'no? Parang hindi sila nagtuturo, parang kausap mo lang, pero natututo ka naman,
yeah.
'di ba?
And I always
Oo.
say it's the experience eh. Alam mo yun?
Yes.
It's how your audience get to experience what you're putting out there. And it all
Mm.
started with ABC. I was just sabi ko, hey coaches, I know you're planning to do live stream. Maybe if you want, I can help you with that. So
Yun.
it
The
started
keyword is
that
really help
way.
others first, 'no? Tama ba?
Oo.
Oo, value
So
add.
in helping others, I get to
Mm.
upskill myself. So
Oo,
therefore, darating yung time na kapag ako na mag-execute, it's easy for me na. Kasi
exactly.
na-accumulate ko na yung skills eh. Di ba?
Yeah. And not
So,
only
yun
that,
yung,
maganda rin yung naging business journey mo with them and with the rest of the coaches. And shout out pala kay Prof.
shout
Sai.
out kay
Shout
Prof.
out
Sai.
kay Prof. Sai. Ayan.
Yes.
So, maganda kasi I know that it wasn't really a smooth ride, right? Yung may learner
Mm-mm.
ka rin ba na strength? May learner.
I think
Siguro nasa
in
top
the
10 mo.
top 10,
Oo,
yeah,
oo.
or top 15.
Ayan.
Yeah.
Kasi as a business owner or as a founder of something, 'di ba? If you're a startup, you really need all the guide and the insights of other people who is already doing it. And yun nga,
Yeah.
maganda yung point that you raised na before doing anything for you, 'di ba? You did something for others first. And I think every startup should remember that. Kasi yun dun mo matututo paano ka magbi-build ng value for others, pati sa brand mo, and then from those tests and trials na nangyari during the journey, at least kapag ikaw full blown na, 'di ba? Or naka-decide ka na that you will really do this, it will be a smooth ride. Kung meron mang mga bumps on the way, it'll be a
Yeah.
challenge.
Because
So that was
to
your
add lang,
first,
Coach
ano ba?
Ayat,
Oo,
I
go
mean, a lot
ahead.
of people want to
Mm.
build something. Pero if you
Right.
really want to build something, you have to contribute to others first eh, and learn from
Tama.
them. You kind of
Oo.
immerse yourself with that
Parang ano, eh,
culture
parang
then.
quote yan ni ano, ni Richard
Ah,
Bronson
may
ba?
ganun ba?
Yung sa Virgin. Oo, parang something to that context na parang in order for you to be successful, you have to help others too. Para maging successful
Mm-mm.
din sila. And that's good. Kasi ibig sabihin you're in the same wavelength ng mga ano.
Oh, yes.
Ayan. Ano bang tawag sa'yo sa archetype mo?
Actually, I
Maverick.
am
Maverick, 'di ba?
maverick
Oo.
or someone who's spontaneous. I like learning new
Oo.
things. I'm also
Oo.
a
Yan.
troubleshooter. So,
Yon.
dun ko nagamit yung archetype ko sa mga passionate creator. Shout out sa inyo.
Right. Oo nga, sabi ko nga
So,
sa kanila, ang daming lingo na nasasabi dito. So,
uh,
yung mga nag-passionate creators na nakinig last sessions, ayan, join the community so you understand ano yung mga archetypes na binanggit. Ayan. So,
yeah.
going back to you, Bri, are you the only artistic in the family? Yung artistic person in the family?
So I actually have a twin brother. So,
Okay.
yung kambal ko, we are musically inclined. Back in high school, we used to compete sa
Banda.
Battle of the Bands. Yes.
Wow.
So
Okay,
dun lumabas
nice.
creative side. And I guess it's me enjoying music, singing. It's a way
Mm.
for me to express, tap into that, relationship theme
Oo.
strengths ko, di ba?
Oo.
So it's a form of self-expression. So the creative side, it's just so happened na na-discover ko, and I honed and zoned into um, the possibilities, which andito na ako ngayon,
Exactly.
supporting also other people for their
Right.
content.
Ang maganda doon, you mentioned na since then, as you were growing, it's part na ng personality mo to start and enjoy something that is not there yet. 'Di ba? When you say you enjoy music, for those people, young people, entrepreneurs na nakikinig, there are also ano ba, manifestations. Sabi nila kapag magaling ka
Manifestations.
sa music, marunong ka mag-play ng instrument, magaling ka sa math. Alam mo ba 'yun, Brian? Magaling
Hindi.
ka sa math,
Pero,
oo. 'Pag marunong ka mag-play ng instrument. And then if you are at in tune with, kunyari sa music medyo inclined ka, you're creative. Ito sinasabi ko rin sa mga kids na if you find art in everything, even
mhm,
business has an art. So, si science, may art yan. Si English, may art. So, if you communicate, there is art in it. So, hindi talaga siya nawawala. And
yeah.
what good does it give you? Syempre, you benefit from what you have in it in you, diba? So, something that you can offer to other people. Ang galing, no? Parang
Yeah.
art is everywhere. diba?
It is, it is.
Ayan.
Tsaka, alam mo yun, parang hindi, if you're really attuned nga like what you said,
Mm.
to your inner core, shout out kay Coach Ron Magsalin,
Oo, no, Coach
our
Ron.
resident strengths coach
Yes.
namin in Passionate
Oo, yes.
Creators. If you're attuned talaga with who you
Oo.
are, your inner core, your
You're
inner
happy,
being,
no?
you're happy, and
You're
it's
happy.
not tiring, di ba?
Yes,
Although,
yes.
syempre, ibang usapan na yun. Syempre, if you, so
Matutulog
pag
ka dapat.
sobra-sobra,
Oo.
maburnt out ka din.
Tama,
Pero
tama.
if you're doing what you're passionate about,
Yes.
that's what we're advocating in Passionate Creators. If you're doing something you're passionate about, it's sustainable long
Right.
term.
Oo. Yung parang
Yun.
it wears you, pero kinabukasan kapag nakagising ka na naman, parang, uy, meron din ako rin gagawin. Nakaka-excite
Gives
na
your life
naman.
meaning and purpose.
Exactly. Oo.
Deep na tayo dito, Coach.
Passion creator. Okay.
Ayan.
So, every entrepreneur naman, and this is ano naman, I can see, kasi I have friends who are originators of their business. I also have friends who are middlemen, B2B, tapos merong end-to-end also. Ano eh, parang yung pag tinatanong ko sila, what motivates them, it's really more on, kasi parang meron akong purpose to do something. And regarding purpose, ayan, let's go back to live streaming. Is it hard to start a live streaming business?
Ah, lahat naman mahirap.
Oo,
You
tama.
choose the hard things, 'di ba?
Oo.
Parang gano'n. There's definitely a learning curve.
Mm-mm.
Ang maganda lang in this day and age, there are softwares, there are programs
It's
na
available. It's
available, yes,
available.
na
Oo.
madali lang gamitin.
Right.
'Yan.
Oo.
Depende
And
sa, of course, requirement and purpose of what you're doing, 'di ba?
and I
Your live
think
stream.
most businesses needs, 'di ba, this type of channel to brand
Mm,
to their brand. So in your marketing plan, usually wala naman 'yan eh. Pero since we are
agree.
migrating to the digital platform, everything that is that could possibly a channel to hear your brand, with the wider reach. Let's go with yun nga, social media, ano pa ba? uh, Funneling, email marketing, yung mga
Marketing.
diniscuss before, content writing, website, ayan. And then this time, live streaming. So, how is this different from vlogging? You are parang ikaw yung conductor's orchestra, right? Tama ba? Sa streaming.
Yeah. So what my primary role, so for live streaming and online events production, yung back end. So mostly I step into the role of a technical director. So I would be the one to make sure na yung program flow or yung scenes that you want as the client, mapapakita, kumaga. So, mostly when I work with clients, I just make sure na clear ka kung anong gusto mong mangyari,
Right.
what your
Oo.
audience want to see, experience, ganyan. It's more of the experience talaga, Coach Ayet. Eh.
So,
Yeah.
paano yung struggle mo naman being the conductor of the orchestra, kumbaga? Kasi 'di ba, does it really depend
Yeah.
on their Wi-Fi? Kasi may gano'n, eh, parang hindi mo makokontrol. Sabi nga nila, you have your controllables and non-controllables. How do you meet that halfway? May mga mitigating factors
Yeah,
ka ba
we
or not
need to
really?
set contingencies in place talaga. And that will be part of the pre-production of your live stream or event kasi we need to have fallback options whenever these things occur. Now, definitely, like what you
Right.
said kanina, internet connection, very crucial
Oo.
in this day
Oo.
and age. Lalo na we do mostly our brandings
Oo.
virtually na lang, di ba?
Right, right.
And yeah.
Oo. Yung ano, you mentioned something about hybrid. Can you explain more about what is it about?
Okay, so kasi like siguro tap into the ano muna tayo, no? So the usual. So 'di ba, before
Yeah.
we did face-to-face events,
Right.
then came the
Oo.
pandemic,
Yes.
people tried to adjust, no?
Mm.
Kung pag-usapan lang natin personal brands or let's say professionals, 'di ba
Yeah.
uso dati ang Facebook pages?
Yes, oo.
Okay?
Parang
Parang
ano, parang dati, parang may bago na ba ngayon? Sige, sige, i-continue mo
sa
'yan. Makikinig
Facebook
ako, oo.
pages, 'di ba?
Oo.
And then we saw a huge boom of Facebook pages when the pandemic hit kasi nga,
Right.
people wanna be
Oo.
visible online,
Saan pa
'di
ba?
ba?
Oo, dun talaga
Oo.
pupunta, oo.
Pero ako kasi apart from creating videos, again, YouTube videos, Facebook videos, etc., it's a good
Oo.
way for you to reach your audience. Pero kasi
Right, oo.
pagdating sa live stream, hindi mo
Mm.
kayang pikein yung live stream eh. You can't
Oo
fake it
'no?
eh. Your audience would
Live
definitely
nga 'di
see
ba?
you, who you are. Oo.
Correct, correct.
So,
Tama si
you
Forbes,
have
eh.
to be at your
Mm.
most authentic self.
Correct.
'Di ba? They would
Dapat
notice if
spontaneous. Gano'n ba
Oo, they
'yun?
would notice kasi Coach Ayet eh, na kunyari
Mm.
'pag, recorded like
Mm.
Facebook
Or
ng live
edited.
ng Shopee, Lazada,
Oo.
alam mo
Oo.
most of them are recorded kasi they are doing it um, on their parang preference na, 'di ba,
Mm.
they're selling a product, ganyan. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong about that. But
Mm.
definitely when you think about live streaming for your personal
Mm.
brand, it's as authentic as it can be, eh, 'di ba?
Yeah. Mm.
Ayun.
And I
So, yun yung difference. And then siguro, pagdating nga sa pagla-live stream,
mm.
um, ang daming platform. There's a lot of platforms
Yeah,
to
can you
choose
name some?
from.
Yung most common or yung top of mind usually?
Ayun, so what we're using right now is
Mm.
StreamYard. Ayan yung,
Yan, oo.
you
Kay
know,
Facebook ba 'to, si StreamYard?
no, it's not for
Hindi,
Facebook.
another.
So, yeah. So, it's a third-party
Ah,
website na maganda kay StreamYard. Naka-connect siya with your internet connection. So,
right.
naka-base yung signal ng live stream mo with your internet connectivity. So,
Okay.
hindi siya naka-rely on your hardware or yung
Oo.
PC, laptop that you're using. Ganon.
Okay. Parang nasa cloud siya, gano'n ba 'yun?
Parang
Parang
sa
gano'n.
cloud. Eh.
Oo, nice, 'di
Ayan.
ba? Kaya pala Cloud Studio, Brian. And then, ano pa ba yung ano, yung other channels? Aside from StreamYard, meron pa ba? Usually, StreamYard is the most popular, no? Tama ba?
Yeah.
Kasi
One
may
of the most popular
banner.
StreamYard kasi nga very easy UI. So
Mm.
interface niya sobrang dali lang maintindihan and it's just you're
Mm.
gonna click lang, like for example, let's move to this
Yan,
layout for
oo.
example. So madali lang siyang
May
gamitin.
banner ka pa, 'di
Yeah,
ba?
may
Yung
banner ka pa and
banner.
everything. So it's not that hard for you to just execute and do it. And maybe, that's something that we need to think about na
Right,
it's
right.
it's it's a super simple solution to a problem that everyone has.
Exactly. So if you're marketing, so for example, you guys are planning for 2022. Ayan. Actually
Mm-mm.
dapat ang planning nasa ano, 'di ba, July bago mag ano 6 months para magkaroon ka ng budget, magkaroon ka ng layout na ano magdadagdag ba ako ng tao, i-outsource ba namin 'to. Guys, ang budget ang planning laging 6 months ahead of the the event itself. So, for example, you are planning for 2023, for example, and you are trying to purchase something. Tas based on your documentation, parang ang daming bibilhin. Ito lagi kong ina-advocate, kapag hindi mo core competency, might as well outsource. Bakit? Wala kang
Yeah.
i-maintain ng mga inventory. Wala kang mga gadgets, 'di ba? So usually, people like Cloud Studio or the company of Cloud Studio would have those things that you don't have to install in your house or in your offices. Yan. But how does it work, Bri, kapag hindi nila kailangan mag-install? For example, nag-outsource sila sa Cloud Studio. How does it work?
Yeah.
Or do you go to the certain events place where they're at? Can you tell us about it?
Okay, sige. So, part of pre-production talaga, yun nga, as I mentioned kanina, we talk about feasibilities, right? So, we set contingencies as well. So, sa feasibility meetings, usually with the client, I talk about a lot of things like, what's the purpose of this? Diba? Hindi pwedeng basta-basta lang. Gusto ko lang mag-live eh. Diba? You
Oo.
need to
So,
have a certain
content.
goal in mind.
Right.
Oo. Oo. And then, one thing that in the pre-production or feasibility meetings that we do is to understand what roles are involved. Kasi guys, like, hindi siya naiiba sa face-to-face events.
Right.
Binago mo lang yung medium,
Platform.
what
Mm-mm.
essentially the same roles
Correct.
are involved.
Oo.
So, um, usually technical director, of course, like what you said, yung mga equipment. So instead of mga problema ka pa, 'di ba, na
Yeah.
alam mo yun yung gusto kong i-solve eh. That's the problem that Cloud Studio wants to solve, na you just need to show up and be who you are, 'di
Gusto ko
ba? And
yan.
then
Oo.
execute. I mean,
Exactly.
we will be there to support you,
Right.
set up the all the technicalities, the
Mm-mm.
equipment, the hardware, and just show up, 'di ba? So
Oo.
you're able to execute on your ideas as fast as you can. Ayun.
Right. Oh, at saka mas maganda yung gano'n. Bilang mga technically if you're an MSME, you are the COO and ano ba, the CMO and the COO of the business, 'di ba? So you have a lot of things to do. Yung mga ganitong part na you don't have to necessarily have yung mga hardware, yung mga apps na yan. All you have to do is just, siguro mag-invest ka na lang sa one or two Wi-Fi provider na
Yeah.
talagang strong siya, and then everything for branding and marketing, i-outsource mo na siya so that you can just focus on how can my business work. Say for example,
'Di ba?
You are selling, for example, a retail, or you're into service. So usually naman, pag nasa service ka, you need people. So instead of having an in-house, pwede kang mag-outsource. 'Di ba? Tapos sa
Yeah.
kanya na lahat yung gamit. Kapag nasa retail ka naman and talagang kailangan mo because day in and day out, you have to take a photo, you have to have someone, 'di ba? Sinabi mo yan kanina, yung parang function, kailangan meron ka ring person na magba-brand dun sa live. Kasi hindi naman
Exactly.
usually naman yung mga CEO hindi nahihiya naman 'yan. Introverts,
Mm-mm.
'di ba? Hindi nila gagawan 'yan. So, have somebody to be the voice and the face of the brand. Ang question ko dun sa'yo, Bri, do you also voice over? For example,
Sometimes.
"Ay, nahihiya ako, eh."
Sometimes.
Parang gano'n, eh,
No,
"Nahihiya ako."
there's
Puwede
some
bang ikaw
clients,
na? Oo.
they have talent, they have hosts, they have creatives. So again, in the feasibilities or when they talk to the client, nililay-out namin yun. O
Right.
meron ka bang creative team? So hindi mo na
Oo,
kukunin sa akin. But if you need
oo.
that, I
Puwede.
can refer people in the creative space, di ba?
Okay. So part of the
Oo.
services that you cater to,
Yeah,
yaan
some
yung
of them
mga
are
yan. That's
optional, but
nice. Oo.
hindi mo, and ang pinaka-primary kailangan talaga is, of course, the hardware being used, the
Yeah,
internet
oo.
connection,
Do they need to have
the
a
platform.
hardware? Do they need to have a hardware, sa kanila, or puwede silang pumunta sa'yo, or you can do it remotely? Remotely, 'di ba?
All of the
Sabi
above.
mo. Oh, puwede, puwede.
So
Okay, great.
yeah, yeah. So yung hardware, talking about hardware, you don't need to have like super high-end hardware to execute on
Oo.
your branding ideas or marketing strategies through live streaming or virtual events or conferences. So I know a lot
Oo.
of people who are conducting their trainings, their webinars, ganyan.
Right.
You can
Oo.
actually do this. Mamaya papakita
Mm.
ko sa inyo some samples of the past
Nice.
events that we have done and
Nice.
mounted. Pero Coach
Okay.
Ayet, wait
Oo,
lang.
go ahead.
Pwede
Go
bang
ahead.
pakita ko muna to?
Sure, sure. Gusto ko yan.
So I
Kaya
wanna
yun nga
share
sasabihin ko eh.
I wanna share what Cloud Studio is all about. Okay ba yan? Okay ba
Okay,
yan?
cool, cool. Sige.
Okay,
Pakinggan natin
sige.
yan.
Ano natin to? Okay. Ayan. All right. So here's the whole shebang, or I'll just say na ito yung mission vision of Cloud Studio,
Nice.
and a little bit information of who we are. No. So Cloud Studio is really all about making content creation accessible for everyone, wherever, whenever. That's why Cloud Studio. So kahit nga ako, I was actually having a vacation, or kasi ano eh, wedding anniversary ng parents ko. So I was in Okada, Manila, pero I was able to mount an event with Always Be Closing Coaches. So kahit remote, pwede. Anywhere, it's possible. So, of course, we aim to be a facility, a space where you can just focus on who you are and where you're good at. Ito yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, Coach. And a
Yes.
smart entrepreneur, they
Oo.
would focus on their
What
core
they're good at.
strengths,
Correct.
outsource
The
their,
not so core.
yeah,
'Di ba?
you know, perceived weaknesses, I would say.
Oo. Oo.
Ayan. So we want to be able to provide quality content creation services to businesses and brands. It just so happen na we specialized, syempre ako yung founder and ito talaga yung forte ko, in production of online events, live streams, and video podcast. So may mga na-mount na rin kami mga virtual conferences like doctors, mining
Mm.
engineers, which I will show with you later on.
Okay.
So yeah, sabi din ni Coach, where you can be worry-free and just show up to your virtual events. Gusto mo ba yan, Coach
Of
Ayet?
course, gusto ko 'yan, 'di ba? Wala ka ng masyadong iisipin.
Exactly. Yan. And then, we really want to empower people. Because ito nga yung sabi ko, a simple solution to a problem that everybody has. We all have a message to share. We have ideas that we want to put out there, but we don't know how. Or ayaw natin, oh my God, kailangan ko pang aralin paano mag-edit ng video. Alam mo yun?
Very true,
To,
ayoko na nun.
to learn how to use
Oo.
this software, hardware. You know, if you don't have that time, then you need to find someone who can help you with that.
Mm.
And of course, yung tools, Coach Ayet. Not a
Yes.
lot of people want to invest in these resources, these tools, because maybe wala silang budget,
Or
or
aaralin pa ulit.
ayun,
Oo.
again, aaralin ko na naman. So yung learning curve, what stops a lot of people in just doing it, just doing it. Ayan. And then, our mission is really to help yan nga, and to make content creation accessible and affordable for everyone. And long-term vision is, we want to be the catalyst, primarily here in the Philippines first. Who knows, maybe worldwide.
Why
Let's
not, 'di
see.
ba? Oo. Kaya
It's
ka nga
possible
nasa
eh.
digital. Yes,
We
yes.
want to be catalysts, Coach Ayet, in sharing your brand voice through the content you make. Ayan.
Correct. And
So
ang nice
anywhere.
because you have the mission and vision written down. And I hope our MSMEs also have that type of documentation. Kasi bago ka tayo mag-jump in, usually kasi we jump into operations agad, di ba?
Yeah.
Medyo na-filter na muna natin kung saan natin gusto pumunta. This is our map. And then from there, we move. Yan. Para alam din natin kung saan ba tayo mas mabilis kita, saan ba yung mas makakatipid tayo, and if inevitable, yung mga gastos, at least ma-mitigate natin. May lower and upper control limit, dun lang tayo sa gitna. Ayan. Sige, go ahead,
Yeah.
Brian.
Budget, yan. Isa din yan sa mga pinag-uusapan namin, Coach
Yes,
Ayet. Pero
budget. Correct.
it's when it comes to budget sa mga client, we accommodate if it's possible. That's why it's very important for you to have an alignment meeting to your service provider
Very true.
If you choose Cloud Studio, thank you.
Oo.
Dahil dito,
Why
di ba?
not?
You
Oo.
chose Cloud Studio. We always try to see where we can work together and kung fit ba talaga yung needs mo on what we
Right.
can provide. And that's
Correct.
very important, coach.
Yes. Oo, yung ano, yung
Ayan.
fit to work with each other para mag-arrive at a certain output na desired. Ayan. So, Bri, I know that you mentioned a while ago that it wasn't easy at first because you really need to
Mm-mm.
learn things and learn the
Grabe,
rope on
coach. As
how
in,
to ano, mga
when
sleepless
you're
nights ba to?
dedicated, as in, ako as a coach, when I started learning about producing online events, um, tatlong araw. As in, tatlong araw tuloy-tuloy ako. Parang kumakain lang ako every now and then because I was so serious about
Masyado
doing
kang
it.
focus. Focus na naman, strengths mo na
Masyado
naman.
akong focus.
Oo.
And
Okay.
to think na I'm someone who likes to explore, di ba?
Mm, yeah.
Di ba? So parang somehow ma-attention span ko, medyo maliit lang. Pero if I really feel like this is for me, I go all out. So, inaral ko siya and the learning curve was well worth it for me kasi I
Right.
know I'm contributing again to what I really am passionate about.
Very good.
Ayan.
And when you guys decide to finally launch a business, I hope that you keep in mind the insights of what we are sharing here right now. So, nang una, you have to draft something like a plan, and then for you to do things right the first time, I hope that you will also watch the previous sessions because ang dami naming sinabi doon na struggles during the journey in launching the business, and baka makatulong sa inyo. And because of that, you can comment the takeaways that you are hearing right now with me and
No?
with Brian. And I hope that you are tagging your friends also because probably yung mga pag-tag nyo sa friends ay malaking help pala yon na baka kailangan din nila yung mga gantong topics. Also, if they are interested, Brian, can they contact you if they are interested to say get the service or baka magpapaturo sila? Do you have something na like yung webinar
Yeah,
or
sure.
can they contact you personally? Yeah.
Let me share na lang din siguro yung
Yung socials mo. Social
yes.
handles. Yes, handles. Parang radio lang. Ayan.
Ayan. So let me
Mm,
share this one, no.
okay, go
Um,
ahead.
ayan. So hopefully
Yan.
nakikita natin, no.
Yes, yes. Ang ganda.
Isa lang.
Sabi nga nila,
Okay.
Pantone
So
ang
guys,
cover ng 2022.
alam nyo ba, like, this StreamYard is a very good tool to use talaga to produce your online events. Just so happen na darating kasi yung saturation point for you if you really want to have that additional features. Kasi may mga templates na si StreamYard. So ako, personally, di ko ginagamit si StreamYard. I have another software that I use which is OBS. So
Mm-mm.
Open Broadcaster software wherein kahit anong gusto mong gawin, pwede mo siya ma-execute.
Right.
That's what I'm using to produce online events. Now, where you can reach me, you can just go to this website, linky.ph slash cloud studio, and then you can see my socials there. You can message me if you want to consult.
We will also
Um,
share the link tree, tama ba? Linky.
linky.ph. Yeah.
Linky.ph, and we will also share that in the comment section. Tapos they will see
Yan.
this na, tama ba, Bray?
Yes, they will
It's
see
clickable.
the socials and of course yung mga sample works. Ayan. So pakita ko na din
Nice.
yung mga
Ayan.
sample works. So we mounted events for um, Philippine International Geothermal Conference, Philippine Society of Mining Engineers, yung MineCon nila.
Right.
This one is for reproductive medicine doctors.
Mm-mm.
Garrett Maralit of the Bright Millennial, which is a financial
Ayan.
advisor.
Yes. Hi, Garrett.
Wedding,
Congrats.
wedding nila.
Oo, di ba? Marami
Yeah.
palang no? Possibility.
Yeah, yun nga yung maganda dito, coach. There's a lot of variations of online events. Hindi lang siya for personal branding.
Personal,
No?
tama. Pwede rin siya talagang pang business. But this
So
one, pang
ito,
schools, mga schools, tama, di ba?
pwede, oo. And then
Oo.
we also have helped a real estate company on
Yes.
their annual awarding.
Right? Mga rebs nating friends dyan. Ayan, na nasa
Yeah.
chat box.
And
Okay.
then, ito yung, I would say, pinaka main offering namin is if you're interested in mounting your webinars, events within Zoom, na parang nanonood ka ng live stream.
Okay.
So
That's
if you
good.
want that,
Right.
possible siya na yung mga audience participants mo inside Zoom, they're conducting the webinar, and it's as if you're watching a live stream. No, let me show you. No, so this one is with Sun Life Majesty
Mm-hmm.
Branch.
Right. Yung
Ayan.
parang
So
awarding ba to? Events ng awarding? Tama
awarding
ba?
din siya. Oo.
Nice. Oo.
So ito, if I may show this. So itong dalawang
Media.
host na to, they're also inside Zoom.
Okay. Wow. Ano?
Pero the audience are seeing this
Right. Oo. Pero real
on their
time
screen.
to. Tama ba?
Real
Real
time.
time.
Oo.
Nice.
And the good thing about it is, apart from that, you can also live stream this on your social media
Multi-stream it.
platform.
Tama ba? You can multi-stream
Exactly.
it. All right.
So usually, parang some of them private events.
Right, right. Ang galing, no? Kasi,
But they want to spill over on Facebook group, ganyan. So
correct.
sa community lang nila,
Paano
it's
yun?
possible.
Nagbabago yun. Nagbabago yung frame niya. Kunyari sa Instagram. Instagram, can you? No. Hindi, no? Kasi square yun, eh.
Instagram possible, pero medyo may pagka-complexity
Mag-adjust
na yung
ka.
pag-setup.
Correct.
Oo.
Correct.
May complexity na yung setup. Kasi iba yung ano
Yung
yun eh.
frame niya. Oo. Yung dimension
Usually we
niya.
can do Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
How about sa LinkedIn? Pwede rin.
LinkedIn, actually I haven't tried, pero magandang challenge yan, Coach Ayat.
Yes,
Gusto mo ba?
Challenge ka ba? Ayan.
Magandang
Andito ako
challenge
para
yan.
mag-challenge. Oo. Ayan. So,
Ayan.
it's
So
nice
you can
kasi,
experience this inside
right.
Zoom. So production level events within Zoom. Ayan. May mga paruleta-ruleta pa to eh. Asan ba yun? And we had parang ito yung maganda eh. Who wants to be a millionaire inside?
Wow.
I just want...
Ayan oh.
Maxilink Prime ba?
Yes po. Maxilink Prime. Sandbag.
Nice. Okay. So as you were showing that, parang naisip ko lang, physical or face-to-face before, you cannot multi-stream, di ba? Or pwede kapag meron kang, for example, may tawag sila doon eh, yung parang, yung ganon, and may triangle na ganon, na parang conference call kayo, tapos meron kayong, depende, di ba? Kung, kunyari, may TV din dun sa Cebu, for example, tapos naka multi-stream din siya. Matagal na to, mga early 2010 and below. Ginagawa yan before, usually sa mga BPO, yung mga big boss, 'di ba, kapag nag-announce sila from other countries, and then they will stream it. Usually nire-record, pero kapag for example may mga business reviews, meron sila live 'yon. Kasi real time dapat yung question and answer, etc.
Yeah.
That's good. Oo.
Depende talaga sa purpose. So we think about how we can execute. Of course, yung ano yung mga requirements kailangan mo in terms of the tools na gamitin.
Correct.
Part siya ng consultation. Just consult kung ano yung gusto mo mangyari.
Yes. So we will follow the linky.ph/cloud studio. Ayan.
Yes.
And for those people who are watching this session right now, you may chat your questions down below, and then we will get back to you. Ayan, parang marami talaga kayong makikita dito sa linky.ph ni Cloud Studio. Marami na siyang nasa portfolio.
Coach Aiet, ito, hybrid. So
nice.
I had the privilege to mount the event of DOST.
Mm-hmm.
So this is held at Dusitani, Manila, in Makati. And what happened is, on-site, may nakaset up sila na stage and everything. So pag may nag-present ng on-stage na tao, we captured that, binabato namin sa Zoom. And then from Zoom, kapag may nag-present virtually, kasi maraming international, may nag-share din on
Right.
their slides sa ibang bansa.
Yeah.
We also share that on stage, kumbaga.
Nice.
So, eto, let me share a quick,
Oo.
part lang ng video. Ito parang SDE siya.
Oo. Do you also do that, SDE?
I
You
have
also
people
do
who
that
can do
kind?
that naman.
Okay. Okay. This time you are on site, tama?
Yeah,
You're
I
on
was on
site.
site. Ayan, ako yan. So may paano pa tayo, di ba?
Right. Oo.
So, yan, may mga sponsor sila on the event. We capture the whole
Cool.
event as well.
Correct. Nakakatuwa. Shout out to our friends from DOST. Ayan, yung
Yun.
mga
Ayun.
naka-portfolio pala kay Cloud Studio. Ayan. Hello,
Definitely.
mga sir and ma'am. Ayan, so this one is
Ito
this
naman,
one,
for personal brand live streams naman siya.
right. So that is a sample of your stream for a certain group, 'di ba?
Yes.
ABC always be closing, and then so yung frame ikaw na, and you use OBS, tama ba? You use
Yes, we
OBS
do.
here?
I use OBS kasi syempre kapag ikaw, your client na, gusto ko Bri ganito eh. Pwede ba?
Oo.
Is it possible?
Oo.
Yeah, there's certain limitations kasi on platforms like StreamYard talaga. So if you
Right.
really want to focus on parang upgrading the quality of your live stream, you definitely need to learn about OBS. Kung ayaw mo
Right.
matuto about OBS or other similar na mga
Software.
platforms,
Kanya.
software, and you come to me.
Yes,
Come to
yes,
me.
tama naman yun. Hindi, tsaka ganito yan eh,
And
kapag hindi
people
ka
like me
nag-ask,
talaga.
di walang sagot, di ba? So ngayon,
Exactly.
sinasabi na
Consult.
natin sa inyo na if you have this idea, you have the idea, you have to activate. Yan ang mga key insights ko kay kay Bri. And thank you for those videos that you are sharing. It really is a good thing na people are informed that this is possible, especially those sa mga kako-financial advisors, 'di ba? Sa mga groups
Mm.
na who are startups, who are, sabi nga nila if you lay the plan, then makikita mo talaga kung ano yung magiging cost mo. And kung hindi man siya magre-revenue generate, for example, agad-agad, it could be your cost
Mm.
savings. 'Di ba? Tama ba, Bri? And
Yes,
when I say
because you know
cost
what?
savings,
Alam mo bakit cost saving
mm,
siya? Add ko lang
go
din
ahead.
coach Because I'm sure you and the other members of PC have been talking about that naman.
Right.
Pero one of the things that is good about sharing your message out there, you really don't know, number one, sino may influence mo, sino matutulungan mo.
Yeah.
And just because you had that courage to put yourself out there, your content will last for a long time.
Yes, because it will be heard. Hindi lang siya nasayo, 'di ba? It
Yeah,
has to
tsaka
be
coach,
out.
remember, when you put yourself out there, you put out a video, put out a live stream, andyan na yan eh. So when
Mm-mm.
people discovered that, kahit 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the
They
road
will
na yan,
consume the
they
content.
will consume it. And, di
Yeah,
ba, you're still helping. And I will always say, this is gonna be part of your legacy.
that's
Di
nice.
ba?
Well, yes,
What
well
you're
said.
leaving
Right, right.
in this
Oo.
world, basically. And coach,
Mm-mm.
one thing that we always advocate for is once you put your content out there, you're able to repurpose it. Repurpose
Tama.
mo. Kunyari me,
Right.
like 3 years ago, and we see that in prominent figures. Content niya 3 years ago, pero nagagamit pa rin niya today.
Exactly.
Edit
And
lang ng konti,
nare-replicate. Oo.
package mo in a way na i-market you today mo na service or product, you're still able to use the same content.
Saka
That is
nare-replicate
why,
mo yung success. Kasi meron kang
oo,
documentation. That's good. Good. That's
yes.
good. Tama,
May
tama yan.
data bank ka na, may content bank ka na eh. So that's why ito with
Oo.
ABC,
Right.
after the live stream, we convert it into podcast format.
That's great. And I think nag-top ng charts ang inyong podcast. Congratulations.
Oo. In
'Di ba?
career.
Yes, oo. So there
Career
are a lot of
niche.
platforms wherein when you put out your content, another key insight is that you can repurpose. Ayan, pwede siyang naka-vlog una and then you strip out
Mm.
the video, maging audio, maging podcast. Or if you want it nasa YouTube lang. But then, syempre sa YouTube, 'di ba, may mga possible monetization sa podcasting
Yes.
also. And gusto niyo ba 'yon, guys? Gusto niyo ba mag-interview tayo ng somebody from podcasting? Ayan. So,
Podcasting
comment niyo
naman,
rin
oo.
'yan. I-comment niyo rin din 'yan. Tapos, yung promise natin na we will invite somebody who will also teach you how to get that passion. Ayan. Yung mga pinag-usapan namin ni Brian kanina. Yung
Yeah.
strengths mo, etc. We will also have that in the pipeline. Ayan.
Tsaka
Any
coach,
other thing? Go ahead.
consistency, 'di ba? Consistency
Yes,
talaga is very crucial. Now, if you don't
correct.
have the time, if you have people, hindi lang ano eh, not just a community that will help you, but really people who can help you execute on your ideas. Tuloy-tuloy yung content mo. Eventually, you will get there talaga.
Yes, I know, right? And because of that, Bri, I thank you so much. Ayan, don't forget to to chat in the comment section below your questions, and we will be also copy and pasting linky.ph slash cloud
Slash Cloud
studio.
Studio.
Yan, for you to reach Brian. Ayan, for your for your needs on content and live streaming. Tama ba? Pati voice over kasama na dyan.
Voice over. Oh, may mga talents
Right.
din tayo dyan.
Where can we find you, Brian? Are you part of the Every Thursday? Or backstage ka doon? Para makita nila,
Uh,
'di ba? Para makita
Thursday,
nila.
Thursday
Oo.
Thunder ba yan?
Yes, yes. Oo.
Yeah, I'm part of the live stream, what I've shown kanina. Always Be Closing Academy. Check them
Right.
out. If you're into
Oo.
the sales industry, marami po
Right.
kayong matutunan doon. And all life hacks and tips and tricks, you can really relate to their branding. Ako po yung
Yes.
nagde-direct and nagpo-produce
Yun.
of
Yun ang
their
maganda
live stream.
doon. Para makita nyo yung output ni Brian, you tune in Always Be Closing Academy
Yeah,
community. Tama ba? Ayan.
exactly,
We will
exactly.
also
And
put that in the comment
you can
section.
see what I can do doon sa mga past works ko on the links and
Right.
use it as a reference. Maybe naisip ko na ganito yung gusto kong mangyari. Is it possible? So you can refer to that link.
Oo, yan. Another thing is probably pag nag-reach out kayo kay Brian, pwede din kayo makipag-collab. So, why not,
Yeah.
'di ba? Ayan. Ayan, since learner naman talaga si Brian. And I am so happy that
Thank you so much.
that you made time for me and for this session
Of
today.
course.
I hope our CEOs and co-business owners are learning a lot from this session, and I hope that you check out what Brian has to offer in Cloud Studio. Just comment down below, and then also follow him on his IGs dun sa linky.ph/cloud studio. And
Yes.
until next time, mga kabizmates, thank you, Bri. Ayan. I
Thank you for
am,
having me.
yes, I am Coach
Alam ko marami pa
Ayat.
tayong pag-uusapan, Coach, pero
I
like,
know.
this is
I know, right?
something
Yes, baka probably pag sa podcast ko.
sa
Yan.
podcast.
Invite
Yes,
kita,
excited
invite
for
kita.
that.
Yan. O, sige.
Thank you so much, mga kabismates.
Oo,
And
salamat guys.
we hope we have shared some valuable insights for you to grow your business. Thank you so much, Coach Aiet.
Thank you, thank
Have a
you.
nice
And with
day.
that, thank you so much, and I hope you stay safe. Have a great 2022, and may we all have a secured and a happy lifestyle. Until then, see ya.